So what's up everyone, Nick here, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're not just looking at the latest smartphone or the newest piece of tech that just dropped. Instead, we're going way back. We're looking at the foundational tech, the OG hardware that everything else is built on. Today, we're counting down the top 5 inventions that changed the world. Pottery wheel, printing press, city electrification, watch it light up, the telephone, and the internet. Global connectivity. These are the breakthroughs that literally re-architected human civilization and made everything we have today even possible. It's a pretty wild list, and I think some of the connections to modern tech might surprise you. This is a big one, so I'm really curious to hear what you think. What's on your list? What did I miss? Let me know down in the comments below. That's always my favorite part of making these videos. And as we get into it, if you find yourself enjoying the video or learning something new, do me a solid and hit that like button. It really does help the channel out more than you know. Also, consider subscribing so you don't miss future videos where we dive deep into the tech that shapes our lives. Alright, that's enough of an intro. We've got a lot to cover, from ancient innovations to the digital revolution. This is the ultimate tech tree, the hardware that unlocked new levels for humanity. The impact of these 5 inventions is almost impossible to fully calculate, but we're going to try to break it down. Let's get into it. This is my list of the top 5 inventions that fundamentally changed everything. Alright, kicking off the list at number 5, we have the wheel. And I know what you're thinking, it's almost a cliche. Of course, the wheel. But seriously, take a second and think about it. Before about 3500 BC, if you wanted to move something heavy, your options were, well, not great. You could drag it, maybe put it on some logs and roll it. But that was basically it. The wheel wasn't just a new tool. It was a fundamental shift in our understanding of physics and mechanical advantage. It was a complete game changer for logistics. The first wheels weren't even for transportation. The earliest evidence we have points to the potter's wheel. So its first killer app was manufacturing, allowing for the creation of better, more uniform pottery, faster than ever before. It was a revolution in making things. Only later did we get the idea to turn that wheel on its side, stick an axle through it, and put it on a cart. Suddenly, the world got a lot smaller. You could move more goods, further and faster than ever before. This innovation laid the groundwork for everything related to trade and commerce. Large-scale agriculture became more feasible because you could transport harvests efficiently. Cities could grow larger because they could be supplied from further away. It's not just about moving stuff, it's about building civilizations. The wheel allowed for the concentration of resources and people in a way that was previously unimaginable. It was the original supply chain upgrade, and the mechanical applications go so much deeper. From the potter's wheel, you get gears, pulleys, and water wheels. These simple machines, all based on that core concept of rotational motion, powered early industry. So when you look at the engine in your car, the turbines in a power plant, or even the tiny gears inside a mechanical watch, you're looking at the direct descendants of that first solid wooden wheel. It's a piece of tech so fundamental, so deeply embedded in our world, that we barely even notice it anymore. But its impact is undeniable. It's the silent spinning hero of human history, and that's why it's starting our list at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is an invention that's near and dear to my heart as a creator, the printing press. Before Johannes Gutenberg perfected his system with movable type around 1440, information moved at the speed of a person writing by hand. Think about that. Every single book, every document, had to be meticulously copied, one letter at a time, by a scribe. This made books incredibly rare, incredibly expensive, and completely inaccessible to the vast majority of people. The printing press was the first ever technology of mass communication. It was the original content distribution network. Suddenly you could produce hundreds, even thousands of copies of a text, in the time it would have taken a scribe to produce just one. This wasn't just an incremental improvement, it was an exponential leap. The cost of information plummeted, and for the first time in history, knowledge wasn't exclusively the property of the rich and powerful. This democratization of information fueled some of the biggest social and intellectual movements in history. The Renaissance, the Reformation, the Scientific Revolution. Scientists could share their findings with a wide audience, building on each other's work. New ideas, both philosophical and political, could spread across continents, challenging old orthodoxies and sparking debate on a scale never seen before. It was, in effect, the first information age. The impact on literacy was profound. With books becoming cheaper and more available, there was a real incentive for the average person to learn how to read. Education began to shift from a purely oral tradition to one based on written texts. This created a more informed populace, capable of engaging with complex ideas and participating in society in new ways. The world of isolated communities began to give way to a world of shared knowledge and public opinion. So when we talk about the internet and the digital revolution today, we're really talking about the latest chapter in a story that began with Gutenberg. The printing press was the first technology that allowed ideas to go viral. It broke the monopoly on information and fundamentally rewired how knowledge was created, shared, and consumed. It's the bedrock of modern education, media, and even democracy itself. The printing press didn't just print books, it printed the modern world. Alright, for our number 3 spot, we're talking about something that is so ubiquitous. It's like the air we breathe. Electricity. It's hard to even imagine a world without it. For most of human history, our lives were dictated by the rising and setting of the sun. At night, you had fire, candles, oil lamps, and that was it. Harnessing electricity didn't just give us a better kind of light, it completely conquered the night and extended the productive day indefinitely. The late 19th and early 20th centuries saw a burst of innovation around electricity that was just staggering. Think about it. Thomas Edison and the light bulb, Nikola Tesla, and AC power systems, Michael Faraday's work on electromagnetism. These weren't just isolated inventions. They were the building blocks of a completely new infrastructure for civilization. The ability to generate power in one place and transmit it over vast distances to be used in another was a paradigm shift of epic proportions. This new power source became the engine of the Second Industrial Revolution. Factories no longer needed to be built next to rivers to harness water power. They could be located anywhere the grid could reach, leading to the explosive growth of cities. Electric motors replaced steam engines, offering cleaner, more efficient, and more scalable power for manufacturing. This led to mass production on a scale that was previously inconceivable, creating the modern consumer economy. And it's not just about big industry. Electricity fundamentally transformed domestic life. Refrigeration changed how we store and consume food, dramatically improving nutrition and reducing food waste. Washing machines, vacuums, and countless other appliances automated domestic labor, freeing up immense amounts of time. It powered our homes, but more importantly, it powered a new way of living with more convenience and leisure time than any previous generation had ever known. Look around you right now. The device you're watching this on, the lights in your room, the server that delivered this video to you, it's all powered by electricity. It's the invisible force that underpins the entire modern world, from lighting our homes to running the most complex supercomputers. It's the circulatory system of our technological society. Without the mastery of electricity, almost none of the subsequent innovations on this list or in our lives would even be possible. It's foundational and a clear number 3. Okay, coming in at the number 2 spot is an invention that truly made the world a smaller place: the telephone. Before Alexander Graham Bell's breakthrough in 1876, long-distance communication moved at the speed of a train or a ship carrying a letter. The telegraph existed, sure, but it was dots and dashes, requiring a trained operator. It wasn't instantaneous, and it certainly wasn't personal. The telephone changed all of that. For the very first time, it allowed real-time synchronous voice communication across great distances. You could hear the tone, you could hear the emotion, you could hear the nuance in someone's voice. This was a new level of personal connection. It wasn't just about transmitting information, it was about having a conversation. This transformed both business and personal relationships. In business, the telephone was a revolution. Deals could be negotiated in minutes instead of weeks. Decisions could be made instantly based on up-to-date information. It flattened hierarchies and accelerated commerce. The skyscraper, for example, became practical because people could communicate instantly between floors. It was the essential nervous system for the modern corporation. But personally, the impact was huge. Families could stay connected across states and countries. It bridged emotional distance. Millions of immigrants could hear the voices of loved ones they left behind. Or you could simply call a friend across town to make plans. It wove a new invisible social fabric. And of course, the telephone is the direct ancestor of the device probably in your pocket. Radio, mobile phones, the video call you might have later today. all stand on the shoulders of that first device that could carry a human voice over a wire. It changed our expectations for what it means to be in touch. It shrank the globe and laid the groundwork for the hyper-connected world we now inhabit, making it a solid number 2. And that brings us to number 1. And for me, it has to be the internet. If the printing press was the first information age and the telephone connected our voices, the internet connected our minds. It is the technology that connected everything and everyone. It took the principles of all previous inventions and magnified them globally. It is, without a doubt, the most transformative invention in modern history. The internet started as a military project, ARPANET, designed as a decentralized network to survive attack. Its power unlocked when open to the public. It combines mass distribution of the printing press, two-way communication of the telephone, and adds data and processing powered by electricity. It's a synthesis creating something entirely new. Think about access to information. With a few keystrokes, you can reach vast human knowledge. This was unimaginable for past generations. It has democratized learning, self-education worldwide. It's a library, it's a university, it's a newsroom, it's a television network, and it fits in your pocket. The sheer scale is mind-boggling. It's more than information. It re-architected our economy. It re-architected our social lives. It created whole new industries while disrupting others. E-commerce, social media, the creator economy, the gig economy. It changed how we shop, how we work, how we meet people, how we fall in love, how we entertain ourselves, how we participate in politics. No aspect of modern life is untouched. The wheel got us moving. The printing press got us thinking. Electricity powered our world. The telephone connected our voices. The internet connected our minds. It is the ultimate network, a global consciousness still in its infancy. We are still grappling with its implications, both good and bad. But for sheer world-altering impact, the internet is number 1. So there you have it, my top 5 list of the inventions that changed the world. The wheel, the printing press, electricity, the telephone, the internet. It's pretty incredible to think about how each one of these built on the last, creating the technological world we live in today. From the first rotation of a wheel to a global network connecting billions of people, it's been a wild ride. Of course, this is just my list. I'm sure you have your own thoughts. Maybe you think agriculture or fire should have made the cut. I'd love to hear your top 5, so definitely drop them in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going down there. And if you made it this far and enjoyed this deep dive into the history of tech, hitting that like button is the best way to let me know. And if you're new here, consider hitting subscribe and ringing that notification bell so you can be the first to see the next video. We've got a lot more planned, looking at the past and the future of the technology that defines our lives. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you as always for watching. It's been Nick. I appreciate you spending your time here, and I'll catch you in the next one.